Hey y'all. Welcome back to Community. On 1 second. Because let's pray. Heavenly Father, as we gather here today on this platform of the Beauty and Brains Community Time, we come before you with gratitude and open hearts. We recognize the power of community, connection, and the exchange of wisdom, and we seek your guidance and blessings for this gathering. We thank you for bringing us together and ask that you may grant us the wisdom to be kind and compassionate mentors to one another, to uplift and support our fellow community members in their pursuits, and to celebrate their successes as if they were our own. In times of doubt or uncertainty, may the Beauty and Brains Community Time be a place of solace and encouragement, a reminder that we are not alone in our journeys. We ask for your protection over this community, both online and offline, and may it thrive, grow, and make a positive impact on the lives of all of those who participate. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, we're back. um No, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'm literally fine. I'm literally fine. I am valedictorian at Brelynn School of the Drama. So, can I just get a thumbs up really quick? Can everybody thumbs up the video really quick? Because clearly somebody, maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody here, needs this community today. And so the devil is working and is trying to stop us, because I literally have been doing this same setup now for like the past 3 or 4 community times, and I haven't had an issue with it. So I'm very confused as to why this random Wednesday this wanted to happen, and I am just not centered, and I'm not OCD, but anywho, happy Wednesday. I hope you guys have been having a good day. Please let me know where you are listening from, watching from. Yeah, please update me on what is going on in your lives. I need for you all to, I don't want to say lift my mood, because I literally am fine, but I don't know how to describe it when it's just like, sometimes you just be like, not today. I don't have it today. Like I didn't have it today. Like I literally don't have it. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here with all of you all so we can chat and just have this safe space. Like I mentioned, I did just come from discipleship class. So again, I apologize that these community times, A, are not starting at 7 p.m. and B, they're not starting like right on time. But I obviously am like trying to be fully immersed in my discipleship classes. And then once those are done, I'm just moving straight to here. So we go over basically every class. So I'm here as soon as that is done. Um, yeah, and I think that's the thing too. We had a very emotional class today. Mind you, this discipleship class is called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality Relationships, something like that. You feel me, girl? It's just been one of those weeks. But I'm actually so proud of myself, because I will just say that, like, I think you guys saw in a previous vlog when I first got my hair done and how I was like rushing because I like went to the gym and then I came back and then I had to like wash my hair. Or actually, I didn't wash my hair, got my hair in a bun. I was trying to figure out if I was going to do like community time or my discipleship class. I decided to do both. Had to film a little bit of content in order to tell you guys that it was moved back. Had to drive an hour, and I was really anxious driving there because I was running late. I got my hair done, and my plan was to go to like the TJ Maxx and the Target and the beauty supply store that's there, that shopping center, and then do my discipleship class and then do community time. But I ended up like having to do my discipleship class on my drive there, and then like once I was home, because like my hair appointment was so long. If you guys watch the vlog, you know all of this that I'm talking about. It literally was not that big of a deal, but I was just saying earlier that like the body keeps track. Like the body like knows. The physiology that your body holds on to is actually really powerful and also really scary. And I say that because I feel like, so I got my hair refreshened today. If we can't tell, she's looking good. She's looking fresh, period. And so it was like the same thing. I'm like, okay, it's going to be like a busy Wednesday. I made my appointment multiple hours earlier than it was that other time. And also, I was just getting it refreshed. I wasn't getting like the full sew-in. So I got out significantly earlier. I was able to go to Target, to TJ Maxx. I didn't go to Target because that's another thing. But TJ Maxx, the beauty supply store. I was able to run some errands. If Erica is on this call, Erica, you are my giveaway winner, and I asked for your address in either December or early January, and it has been in my back seat for now like months. I went to post office today, so your giveaway prize is on its way. Yeah, I was very productive today, and then even though my drive was going to be very long, I still had so much time to get back, set up community time, and literally like everything was like going as to plan. But I think I was just like so worked up. I also didn't have any caffeine, so I just knew that I was tired. I'm like, I'm tired, and I'm just preparing myself to like have to talk for the next 2 hours because like I think I was getting like a, what do you call something when it's like a hangover beforehand? Like, I think I was anticipating like a vulnerability hangover because I knew that I was going to have to share a lot during my discipleship class, and that I knew I was going to have to share a lot. I don't have to, but just we get into some things during community times. I think I was just mentally preparing myself for it, and I was really tired because it was just like a long day, and I was also anticipating it being kind of like also a lot because the last time I had a busy Wednesday like this, like things didn't go as to plan. So anyway, no, I have heard of this book, yes, and I think it's more about like weathering in Black women, or maybe just probably in people of color or Black people in general. I also want to read this book because I agree completely, and I think it actually has a lot to do with even just like my beliefs and my theories of like the reason why Black women have more like mortality rates than other women when it comes to childbirth. But anywho, the purse that the pink purse that I carried to purse. Let's breathe. Ooh, what's going on with me today? The pink bag that I carried to church was from Michael Kors. Um, yes. And I tried to look for the link actually, and I couldn't find it. So I think I saw your comment on my recent vlog, and I was going to reply, but I couldn't find the link, and I think that I ended up getting distracted. Y'all, look at my new piercings. Ah, cute. Bling, bling, bling. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Um, Anywho, what's been going on in your lives? Please, somebody tell me something good. I need some good news. Please, 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 somebody give me some good news. Let me know where you are calling from. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me share my verse of the day. I didn't share my verse of the day. Where's my phone at? Verse of the day. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Life is lifing. Okay, so I thought about this verse. Was that the one that I wanted to do? This one is good. We'll do this, okay? Because during my discipleship class, and I think I just gave the wrong title. The title of it is Emotionally Healthy Relationships. And we were talking today about kind of like the iceberg method and how what you have like showing at the top, that 10% is like that forward facing thing, is only a small amount of like what's really going on the inside. So we were just exploring how we genuinely deeply feel, like being aware of our emotions, that way we can process them and then discern them with God's will. And so with all of this, I was thinking about the reason why I'm going to choose this verse, because I kind of just changed it. This is good because the 3 or 4 emotions that we ended up discussing were, what are you angry about? And this was for past or present. What are you sad about? Small or big loss, disappointment or choice. What are you anxious about? And then what are you glad about? And so I wouldn't say that I'm just like readily angry about something. Like the first thing that I had to think about it, and I did have some things that I wrote down, But then I kind of realized that kind of some of the things that I was angry about, or some of the things that I'm sad about, and some of the things that I'm anxious about, are kind of like all the same thing. Like they're all kind of wrapped up in one. And I think that's really interesting because I think that a lot of times I will just be like, oh, I feel anxious about this. I don't know why I've like attached myself like to the emotion of anxiety or this anxious emotion as if like it's the only emotion that I can feel, when that's not true. Like I can feel other emotions as well. Like I may be angry about this or I may be sad about this and not necessarily be currently anxious about it. Um, but I think it's because I try and remove myself from the feeling of anger whenever possible, because I don't think that it's a useful emotion, but it is a useful emotion. And that's basically what this class was all about. It was teaching us that when we become aware of our emotions, again, like if I'm, for example, if I'm angry that the beginning of my live stream today didn't work out. But if I'm just like, oh, like I'm sad about it, or if I'm not being realistic with my emotions, then I can't bring it to God and be like, God, why did you have that happen? Like there was 5,000 people at the beginning of the live stream, but then the sound wanted to be all crazy and now we only have whatever. Like maybe there was a reason for that or whatever. So it's like your emotions will tell you, your emotions will communicate with you. So it's about like actually listening to them. And so with that, I don't want to be so afraid of the emotion of anger that I'm like, oh, I'm not angry about the situation. Because like maybe you are. And that's okay too. So with that, my verse of the day is James 1, 19, which says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of all the filth and evil in your lives and humbly accept the word of God, the word God has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls. But don't just listen to God's word. You must do what it says. Otherwise, you're only fooling yourselves. So that is my verse of the day. Oh, we got Kentucky in the house. Period. Period. My Kentucky girls. Hey, y'all. Oh, Barbados. Yes, I can even tell by your picture. Looks beautiful. I know, right? Have I been to the Barbados? I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to now the Dominican Republic. I don't know if I've been to the Barbados or not. Something is telling me that I have, but like on a cruise, and I need to go. There's a sense of being in anger, a reality and presence, an awareness of worth. It's a lovely surging. Toni Morrison. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kayla. I love that. And I'm not saying that I'm going to like just try and be angry, but I definitely, I'm pretty sure I got that bag too on the outlet. So sometimes when they're gone, they're gone. I'm so sorry. But anyway, work and school, I feel you, girl. All I do, literally. You have been productive this week outside of work. I've made some advancements in the system review I'm conducting. Congratulations. That sounds really impressive. You guys are so amazing. But I just love to brag on y'all because when y'all are amazing, I'm like, period, beauty and brains. Like, literally, my subscribers, my community, we're full of like smart, intelligent women, and I live for it. Oh my gosh. So, I have not been to the gym now in about 2 weeks, and I feel different. I think this is the longest that I've gone in like a very long time. I'm not working out because of my hair, which sounds so silly and so stupid, but we know. And I'm sorry, but like I haven't figured it out yet. And the way that I had to straighten my hair so much in the past 2 weeks because it was just raining, I just don't know how to maintain my hair looking like this because I sweat from my scalp when I work out, which is why I'm a curly natural, because I have considered hard and long being a straight natural, but then I would have to be a permed one because my hair reverts pretty easily. It just wants to be curled. And I personally want my curls, I want my hair to do what it naturally does. This is fun. This is cute. We love a good sewing. We love a good straight, whatever. I love my hair like this, but this is not what my hair wants to naturally do. And so I can't work out when my hair is like this. And I really feel different. I feel like I wish I was with you in the gym right now. I'm counting down the days until I can get back because, yeah, Yeah. What else I want to update you guys on? Tea of the day. Let's talk tea because I'm actually trying something different. First of all, the mug of the day, because I haven't even mentioned Happy Black History Month. Excuse me. Hello. There we go. This is the mug of the day. Happy Black History Month to everybody. Everybody. So today's tea is actually Brooklyn tea. I don't remember who sent this to me, but I have had this in my tea drawer for a while, and it is loose tea. So it says here we're fascinated by tea. Tea is natural, great for us, and has wonderful variety of tastes and aromas. Very true. Period. Thank you, boo. Um, and that's the thing too. It's the longevity. Like, I think if I wanted to keep my hair straight for a week, but normally when I straighten it, I'm like, okay, let's really like wear it straight for a long time since I put the heat on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm gonna make the sacrifice, I fully commit. Anyway, Brooklyn Tea creates an authentic and accessible escape through our luxurious teas. Our teas are of the highest quality, organic, and fair trade whenever available. Okay, blah, 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 blah. If you guys are interested, you can check out brooklyntea.com. This is the Daydream Tea. It's good for relaxation, inflammation, and immunity. This infusion of white tea, lavender, and sage creates calm while promoting focus and clarity. Sip before sweetening. Okay, so I showed you guys in a vlog, I think, how I got like this thing off of Amazon for me to. What you saying? It's a Slurpee for me. Are you drinking a Slurpee right now at 8:30 in February? um, I wish you guys could see it, but I basically got this thing where I put my loose leaf teas in. So it's my first time trying it. So we're gonna try out this tea, and then I'm probably gonna sweeten it afterward. I'm sure I would have to sweeten it because I sweeten all of my teas, but I just wanted to try it by itself because I mean, A, it's loose leaf, and B, it's, white tea, lavender, sage. I'm just curious as to what the natural flavors are. So, cheers. Everybody drink your tea if you're drinking your tea right now. Who else is drinking tea? What tea are you drinking right now? It's actually been a while since I've had unsweetened tea. This is pretty good. It even smells good. It smells like lavender. And so it kind of tastes exactly how it smells. It like just herby, fresh. It's not nasty at all. Um, I could drink it by itself, but I'm not going to. Just because. And you know what I realized too, right before my fast, like after like during the holidays and stuff, I kept drinking those immunity lemon balm teas with the lemon crystal light, and it was so good. And I think that I was drinking them like even when I wasn't doing community time, like I was drinking them like all the time. So I think I'm out of them. So this is a fruit punch one. I don't need to get the fruit punch one. But I got a variety pack. I'm gonna have to buy another pack because I want a lemon, or you guys know I also use like the green peach ones, or the what is it? The peach mango green tea ones when I drink my green tea in the morning time. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in there. Which is like so defeating the purpose. Like one is artificial and one is natural, but I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's basically like drinking hot Kool-Aid. Don't judge me. Oh, you wish you were a tea person, you're a coffee girl. If you can do coffee, you can do tea, honey, because coffee is disgusting. Yuck, yuck. I actually tried chai tea for the first time last week, and even that I was like, oh my gosh, this taste is like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's like I sweetened it just like how I would sweeten coffee. And I was like, because I have to go through so many hoops to make coffee edible for me. I can't even believe that I drink coffee because like I've been an anti-coffee person for such a long time. Not anti, but like it's just not good. Like I just was never interested in drinking it because it wasn't good, and it still isn't good. But like I be drinking it because I gotta stay up. And like I told you guys, the energy drinks every day, it can get very crackhead energy. So if you can do coffee, you can definitely do tea because it tastes way better. And it's something about a vibe too, which I realized, like, I totally get the vibes of like people wanting to wake up in the morning and brew their coffee, or even like stop by Starbucks and like get that. But you can do the same thing with tea. So like there's something really fun and wholesome and calming about like making a tea after a long day, or like even starting off your day with tea. So I would recommend it personally if you haven't tried it yet. And I'm just new to this. Like I've been drinking tea for like less than a year. So the fact that I decided to make like this whole branding off of it is kind of funny, but I love it. Peach passion with vanilla. That sounds delicioso. Did you make that yourself, or does that come already in a tea bag? Because send me the link. Slurpees help get schoolwork done. I mean, it does have sugar in it. I don't know about caffeine, but it does have sugar in it. Where do you get your slushies from, or your Slurpees? Since you're saying Slurpees, I'm going to guess 7-Eleven. Because if you got slushies from Wawa, you know how they have the ones where you can put caffeine in them, the energizers, which I've tried before, and it's like a little, well, and you can put up to, they say 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is as much as it's in a Celsius. So I haven't tried that much, and normally when I do it, I'm not like tired, or like I've only done it I think one time, but I'm very curious as to like if I had like readily access to that, like if I would do that all the time too. But I love my Celsius, and I deal with my coffee when I'm like, okay, I need to chill out on the Celsius because I don't want to. I've been seeing those TikToks where it's like a person just randomly doing something and they're like me in 20 years because all the Celsius I'm drinking, and they're just like, and they just spaz out. I have heard that as well. I had a friend or an old coworker who was like really into the Colombian teas and stuff, and I was like, okay, girl, like, and she brought me some, and that was like my first time like really drinking coffee, and I was like, I can see how there could be a difference, like for sure. I think that there's a niche for everything, you know. If you really want to get into the different coffees and getting your coffee beans from the whatever makes you happy. This life is short. Live it to the fullest. That's all I gotta say. Cheers. That just made it taste weird. It's like weird. It's kind of like artificial and like natural at the same time. It's really weird to taste lavender because lavender, oh, I just put a lot in there. Lavender tastes just how it smells, but it doesn't feel like it's something that you should be tasting. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's my first lavender tea. I know I always say crackhead energy when I talk about Celsius because even like I think it was maybe last week or it was a week before. It was maybe it was last week. No, maybe I think it was the week before. Um, and I brought a Celsius to work with me, and it was like the first Thursday that I had to go into office after my fast. And so I was kind of just like, oh, I got all these things to do. Like I got these deadlines. Like I'm really about to work today. And so I like was at, at the conference table or whatever. And as we were like, everybody was sitting down, I opened up my Celsius. My boss was right in front of me. And like her face was literally just like, and she like looked at her watch and was like, at 8:30, huh? And I'm like, it's so embarrassing. But it really is just like, do you want me to be awake during this meeting? And for hours afterwards, like, yeah, 8:30. Like, and also the thing with me is that I start my caffeine early because if I drink even a sip after like 2 p.m., I'll be up all night. So it feels like crackhead energy because opening an energy drink that early, unless you're using it as a pre-workout, does feel a little bit weird. Speedway. Where did you say that you're from? Speedway. Flint, Michigan. I definitely tried slushies from Speedway because I think they had Speedways in Atlanta, but they were kind of far out. But I think I remember going with my mahogany sister sometimes, like doing like mini road trips because like I was like in dire need of a slushie. And it's so weird because now that I'm not close to one now. In my old apartment, I was walking distance to a 7-Eleven, and I only got a slushie like 3 times in the entire year. Um, and even when I like would go to Wawa frequently when I was working at the doctor's office. I don't know. I basically am saying that my slushy intake has decreased over the years. Like I still really like them. I feel like now they're my go-to for the movies. Like now when I'm at the movies, it's like, yeah, popcorn and slushy for sure. But I think it's because I'm not like as readily accessible. I think like being in DC versus like being like in the suburbs and like just being able to pull up somewhere, I don't really go for the slushies. But I love a good slushy. I'm still a slushy connoisseur. Don't get it twisted. I never liked Quick Trip slushies. They're not bad, but they're like at the bottom of the totem pole. Like they were not good. When I was living in Atlanta, I like would stop and get one. I think every Sunday, like I would maybe get gas and then like get a slushie, but like they're not good. The consistency, it doesn't stay frothy. You know how it is like when you like drink all the juice and then it's just at the end. I'm sorry, this conversation is so niche. I only drink one coffee a day and it's usually in the morning. You sound very healthy and I love this for you. I'm the same way and I will drink like a half a cup, and if I drink a full cup, like then I need to start early, like I said, finish early and be prepared to be zooted all day. But it's really interesting because like even this, like coffee energy for me is different than Celsius energy. Why are we talking about this? I'm the one who's leading the conversation. Let me stop talking about this because y'all know I could talk about caffeine and Celsius stuff all day long. But it's different for everybody, as we can see here by this conversation. I wanted to do a little bit of a book update for you guys because I finished 7 Days in June. This was my last read. I think a couple of you guys were reading this book with me. If you didn't see on Instagram, I rated this book 5 stars, which I don't know. Maybe I think I went into it knowing that I was going to love it. It was exactly what I wanted. It was, to me, a really good, easy read. I feel like it just ended exactly where I wanted it to. Like, I just loved the book. I loved it. I thought it wasn't too long. I thought that I loved the voice actor for the audiobook. I loved this book so much. I think I talked about this to you guys before, where I didn't want to read it without, I didn't want to audio listen to it without reading it because I wanted to savor every moment of both like reading and listening to it. And sometimes I would just read it on its own without the audiobook, and that's how you know, like I really, really liked it. But yeah, I really love this book. Apparently, it's coming out as a limited series on Prime. One of my subscribers sent that to me in my DM, so I'm excited about that because you guys know I love a good book to movie plot, but book to limited series may be even better because you're not rushing, you're not trying to make everything like fit into the plot, like, you know what I'm saying, like you can kind of have like take your time and really develop the characters. So I'm excited, and we will definitely talk about the show once it comes out, again I think on Prime. Yeah, so I'm excited, although I am nervous because then I looked it up and I realized that she is the author who wrote The Perfect Find, and that was adapted into a Netflix film, the one that starred Gabrielle Union. And then who's the really fine black boy who used to date Ryan? Is that her name? What's the boy's name? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But Gabrielle, and here, let me show you guys. The Perfect Find. Keith Powers. Fine, fine self. Now that's a man. I'm so silly. Yeah, this man of God, amen. Because, excuse me? Yes. But I thought it was so weird. I thought him and Gabrielle Union, and I know that's like the point of the movie. Can we like, I know that's the point of the movie that like they were, um, like age difference or whatever, like she was being a cougar. Oh my gosh, it's got a 5 out of 10. That's so bad. Like for something to make it into a Netflix movie like that, I wonder if that's the dream actually. Like if you're an author, do you want your stuff to be made into a movie? I think so, because like even in this book, that's the whole thing where the author is like writing a series, and I think it's like more lucrative, like where she doesn't have to keep writing series after series after series, or book after book after book in the series, if she can like actually get her movie to get kicked off or whatever. So yeah, so Gabrielle Union and Keith Powers starred in this movie, and I love a good chick flick, so I watched it. And I don't watch a lot of things. This had to be some time ago, at least a year ago. Did you guys watch this movie? And if so, what did you think? Ooh, the movie was rushed. Do you feel like it was rushed in the sense of the storyline was rushed, or they rushed to create it? Ooh, see, people didn't like it. I knew I wasn't alone. 5 out of 10 stars on IMBD, whatever it is. Like, that tells you exactly, like, yeah, we didn't like it. So I basically was kind of, oh, they're back together? Hey, period. Good. I love them. I love Black love. Um, yeah, so personally, for me, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, okay, you need to be careful as who you give the rights to for your books, because I loved this book and I'm excited to see it be adapted. But like the last time your books were adapted, I'm like, was the book just not good or was the adaptation not good? And I feel like I would probably like the book, but now I kind of don't want to read it because I've already seen the movies. I kind of already knows how it happens. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But The Perfect Find has good ratings as well. So let me know if I should read The Perfect Find as well. But yeah, I gave this a 5 stars. Like, I'm trying to think. I think I could go back now that I've been really reading and I've read a couple different genres. I definitely love the Black romance. Definitely love the Black romance. And I have added a few to my TBR. I feel like I could go back and I should probably rate, I don't know what I rated like Hunger Games, but I should probably, like, that's probably like a 4.7. And The Hate U Give, the only thing about them is that because this book is shorter than those books are, it leaves no room for, oh, I wish this would have happened instead, or like, hurry up and get there. I feel like Hunger Games, it didn't take a long time to get into the plot and you were there. It was very easy to be engulfed in that plot. Um, and the last, like, the ending was very like, so like maybe I would give it a 5. It's like a close 5 to me. And The Hate U Give was my favorite book that I read last year, but yet I'm like low key thinking that maybe I would put The Hunger Games as like a low 5, and I would put The Hate U Give as like a 4.9. But all three of those books are all very different, and so I think that, like, but I think those are kind of like 5-star reads for me. So I put this as a 5 star as well. But it may just be because I think I knew that I was going to like Black romance and it just scratched my itch. It gave me exactly what I wanted during Valentine's Day. So I know, yeah, it was just weird. And even though I love Gabrielle Union, I feel like her playing that role also played a part in the way that we perceived the character, just because of like her infertility issues, maybe, or because she was like older. I don't know what it was. I think it was a lot of things, but for some reason the movie just didn't work. So yeah, we're gonna hope for better for Tia Williams when this gets adapted into a show, and we'll talk about it when it happens because it shouldn't take too long. On my TBR, I know we talked about me reading Legacy, yes, by Dr. Uche. I don't know if you've been here for the other community times, but that actually is on my TBR for February. But I'm going on like a work trip and it's going to be like very Black history, blah, 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 blah. So I'm basically going to save that book until after I finish this book. So this is the next book on my TBR. And I showed you guys this before. The only thing about it is that I'm kind of doing this as like a, what do you call it? What is it called when you read a book with another, like a book club? I'm kind of doing this like a book club, and so I'm having to read it a little bit slower. First of all, I am audio listening to this and reading this at the same time. Why was nobody going to tell me that Michael Todd did not narrate his own book? That's crazy to me. I did not know that. But I'm only 2 chapters in. I'm literally on the second chapter, so I'm reading very, very slow. But so far, it's cool. It's the first chapter. Like, I'm just getting into it, but it also feels like a short book. So I'm a little bit like, dang, I wish I could just like speed through this and read it fast, because you guys know how I feel about like memoirs / self-help. I don't want to read it too slow because I don't want it to slow me down. So I decided that I'm going to dual read this at the same time with another book. And I really, really, really want to like buy another like romance book because you guys gave me some great recommendations. But I forgot that I got all of these books when I did the thing at my job. And so we're going to talk today through all of these, and you guys are going to help me choose the book that I'm going to read simultaneously with the relationship goals book. Okay, so let's go through all of them. The first one is Homegoing by Gassi. And I believe you guys told me that this one is a little bit traumatic. But you guys also told me that this one had some trauma in it, which it does, but it wasn't that bad to me. But Ghana, 18th century, two half-sisters are born into different villages, each unaware of the other. One will marry an Englishman and lead a life of comfort in the palatal rooms of the Cape Coast castle. The other will be captured in a raid on her village, imprisoned. Why can't I read today? Imprisoned in the very same castle and sold into slavery. So, Homegoing follows the parallel paths of these sisters and their descendants through 8 generations. So, this is option number 1, okay? Option number 2 is Rest is Resistance. I literally just I went to my bookshelf and I was like, these are books I haven't read yet, so I haven't even thought about it. But Rest is Resistance. Now, this is a manifesto. Does that mean it's giving self-help? Is this giving memoir? Because if so, I don't want to read 2 memoirs at once or 2 self-helpy type books at once. But I have heard that this is a good book. So this is option number 2. Option number 3, I hear some people talking about it in the chat. Similar to the YouTube series. Oh, I'm sorry, you were talking about relationship goals. Thank you for reminding me. I told myself that I was actually going to watch the series while I read the book, because I haven't watched all of the sermons yet. I think I maybe watched like the first 4, so thank you for reminding me. Good to know. I listened on Audible and I read along so that way I could watch the movie. I wasn't a fan of Gabrielle Union with Keith Powers. They were trying to hit everything in the book, which made it seem rushed also. Yeah, that's why I think a series sometimes is good, because again, you don't want to leave out things when you're doing the book to movie plot, but like I can see how sometimes when I'm so upset, like where I'm like, oh, they left this out, but I'm like, if we put all of those things into the movie, because that is how it felt. Like you felt like you were watching and you were like, okay, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm moving, I'm pregnant, I'm this, and you were like, what the heck is going on here? But that's what I've noticed, is that books have to have multiple plot drops, whereas movies just have like one big climax and one drop. So that is what I'm noticing, and that's where the problem is, where it's like, that's why books make really good movies, because it's just more drama, but it can also make it very busy because like you're not used to that much going on in a movie. Anyway, next one is Invisible Man. So here you're saying Invisible Man kind of lost you, but you also read it in high school. I heard this one is a deep book. First of all, it's a thick one. And this is an old book. This is 500 pages. How many pages in this? Yes, almost 600 pages. First published in 1952. Immediately hailed as a masterpiece. One of those rare novels that have changed the shape of American literature. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I want to read it because I want to know what's going on. But I did hear that this was either a very like, just a hard to read book. But I wasn't sure if that was because it was hard to read because it was like dense, because it was traumatic, because it was, I thought I heard that there was like some negative things in here. But yet everybody was like, oh my gosh, like The Invisible Man, like, so I'm like, what is it? Do I read it? Do I not read it? Like, I've got it now. Would this be a good book to read with this, or no? Yes? Do I need the audio book? Like, somebody tell me if I should read this book or not. Tia Williams just released a new book, also a romance, I believe, a love song for Ricky Wilde. I look forward to reading that one as well. Yes, somebody told me about that as well. It is on my TBR. I'll show you guys my TBR on my Notion in 1 second. The last book, Invisible Man is certainly a classic, but like, why is it a classic? Like, Tell me, why is it a classic? Is it a classic because of like, is it the storyline? Is it the way that it was written? Because y'all told me some of this, the Toni Morrison books was a classic, and nobody told me how difficult it was to read her writing. Love my girl Toni, but we had to give her 2 out of 5. And I want a book that's not going to slow me down on my reading kick as I'm reading this self-help memoir Christian book. It's very deep. I think you kind of got to be in the right mindset for it. Okay. Last book is Hood Feminism, which I cannot believe I haven't read this book. And so, but same thing. This is more like memoir advocacy. If I'm going to read this, I might as well read Legacy. Yeah. Okay, so really our 2 options are Invisible Man or Homegoing. You think I should hold? Put your votes in the chat. Tell me what you think. Homegoing sounded fun. It sounded like it would be a fun book, and like it wouldn't be too long. Like it would be a good, a good fiction to go with my nonfiction. I would probably put that book in the Toni Morrison category. It is about the reality of blackness in this country, ultimately. Come on, Kayla, you better be well-read. My well-read sister, period. Give me a dissertation on the book, sis. Yes. Proud of you. Yes. Okay, so it's on Toni Morrison vibes, but thick. Is the writing hard to understand? I think I've made my choice, but just so that I know. We've got some homegoing votes in the chat. Okay, it looks like homegoing. This is really the only the only option. As I'm realizing, I kind of made up my own mind, but yeah, but mainly just because Invisible Man would probably hold me back, and since I already have this one, it challenges the idea of race, and I think for the time, it highlights race in America. Thank you, Jade. Your picture is beautiful, by the way. Yes, y'all are beauty and brains. Period. Okay, so homegoing it is. I'm gonna read this book along with relationship goals, and then I will update you guys next week, and then I'll also start Legacy at the end of next week when I go on my trip. But I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, I want some fiction. If not more abstract, just because it's an older text. No, it makes complete sense, and I'm nervous, but we have to do it. We have to do it for the culture. So thank you so much for visiting me here on Breland's Book Talk, BookTube. The last things that I wanted to talk to you all about, which we didn't get to talk about last time, is Beyonce, you guys. And there's kind of 2 things that we can talk about. First of all, the fact that she has released Act 2, and every mirror she's black. Hold on, let me look it up before we get off BookTube. In every mirror she's black. Oh, I've seen this cover before. I don't like what I just did to this tea. Oh, let me show you guys my Notion. Why is my Notion not on here? Un momento. Oh, because I have a whole app. Duh. I'm so silly. So silly. Can I show you guys? Let me see. Because I think I talked about this on, but I just uploaded or updated. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Let me see. Can you guys see? No. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try and pull it up on my thing. If it takes too long, I will just... Ugh, please don't do too much. Okay, it's gonna make me sign in and do all this other stuff. I think it's on my work laptop that I have it as a thing and not on my app. And I don't know how right now to show you guys apps instead of showing you guys just the web page. But next time when I update you guys about my book hauls and things like that, I'll show you guys my Notion, because I have like a whole bookworm, like TBR, all the things. Okay, now I want to get into Beyonce. Okay, and we're gonna make this quick because it's time to go home. As we all saw, Act 2 is upon us. And I wanted to know you guys' thoughts because we didn't talk about it. So how do you all feel about Act 2 being out there? Like, when you all saw this, what did you think this was even about? Because I was shook, because you guys saw literally in the vlog, I was like leaving from, or this was before, what's that thing called? Super Bowl. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, oh my goodness. Hold on, Mackenzie. The bodies keep coming. Dispatches from. Okay, hold on. I gotta add that to my list. You be reading, girl. This sounds like it's similar to Legacy, though. Dispatches from a Black trauma surgeon on racism, violence, and how we heal. Oh, and this just came out in September. Brian H. Williams. Okay, thank you so much for the recommendation. See, you can even see customers who view this also viewed Legacy right here. Oh my gosh, twice as hard. The stories of Black women who fought to become physicians from the Civil War to the 21st century. I had to see if I like Legacy to see if I like reading books like this, because sometimes knowledge is power. But again, as we talked about before, I definitely use books as escapism. And so something like this could just like make me sad and be a little bit like, why is it so hard to be a Black woman? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But thank you so much for the recommendations. I love adding your stuff to my TBR. Yeah, exactly. Similar to Legacy. You know what? What does the cover of Cast look like? Cast. Who's this one? Oh yeah, we had this book as well at the thing that we hosted, and a lot of people liked this book. All these nonfiction. You guys are in your nonfiction era, but I'm in my fiction era. Remember, this was my 5 stars. Okay? No, but I love that. You're beautifully woke, and I love that for you all. Okay, Beyonce. So what do we think about Act 2? What do we think about her being in her country music era? What do we think? I'll tell you. 16 carriages riding away while that's how I feel. The commercial was absolutely amazing. Like, my jaw was on the floor because, like I told you guys, my guess was so off. I literally was like, oh my gosh, like, I hope she does Destiny's Child for Act 2. Child, she was not doing Destiny's Child for Act 2, okay? She was not. She was like, I'm going back home, but I ain't going home to them. And I just saw the budget on this commercial, and I told you guys, I was like, oh, I have Verizon. That means I'm better than you all. I'm officially elite because this was a Verizon commercial. I ain't got no service, but that's none of your business. Let's get sexy. Like, I love this so much. Beyonce, I love this commercial. I thought it was a really great, I just love the fact that we're living in the age of Beyonce. Like, how blessed are we? I'm sorry, this is like old news now because this is like a week old. Um, but we were so busy talking about Usher last time that we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Shout out to, yeah, I'm in my fiction era, exactly. Um, you're scared for what tickets? The tickets for the second concert? I'm surprised that she's going on a second concert. See, my idea was like, I thought that maybe she would do a residency. What I would want her to do is maybe to headline Stagecoach, which I know she's already going to go on a tour, but I want her to headline Stagecoach and then like record it and do like another live album, like how she did Homecoming, and like be the first black woman to like headline Stagecoach and like bring out a whole bunch of other like black country artists. Like that would be really cool. I didn't like love or dislike Daddy Lessons. Everybody is super excited. I'm just excited to witness like how she's going to do this, and I'm excited for her to like break all these barriers. um Personally, I'm not a, country music lover, but I am a Beyonce lover. And what I, my original, like, basic, like, thesis of this is that country music is not that far off from, like, blues and gospel and, like, even R&B. So, like, when she sang 16 Carriages, once I figured out what she was talking about, so I actually looked up the lyrics here because I wanted us to walk through these lyrics because how I haven't been on a Genius in a while. Y'all, try to do my homework for this live. See how I have everything just pulled up for us? Okay, so the theory with 16 carriages is that, oh, yeah, so it's to interpret the carriages as tour trucks as she sets off on another long journey to the next tour destination. So I really like the fact that she's being very vulnerable and transparent with us, and she's sharing with us like just kind of what it feels like to be Beyonce, and not in a way where it's like boo hoo cry for me, and also not in a way where it's like my man, my man, my man, because we love that for everybody but Jay-Z, because please, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about you and that man. um so oh, Botus and Barbe was so cute. Yeah, I loved I'm running to be Beyonce of the United States. This is true. This is true. Act one was worth it, but if she does everything that she did in Act two, as she did in Act one, then I will wait to see Act two in theaters personally because that theater experience was so great. And it's like, why would you pay 5,000 that amount of money like to be having to stand in line? Like, yeah, concerts are a once in a lifetime opportunity, but like, I would have to really, really, really love the album. And based off of people's theories and them saying that like, the first one is like the disco, house music, and then like the second one is going to be country and the third one is going to be rock and roll, I probably am going to like Act One the best because I really like Renaissance, like Renaissance One. So if that's going to be the case, then I'm glad that I went to the first Renaissance album, and I will enjoy Renaissance Two, Act Two, and Three from the comfort of my movie theater. Maybe. We'll see. If I listen to the album and I love it, maybe not, because I do love 16 Carriages. I think this song is just so beautiful. I think that I'm just like so happy that she's like just sharing with us and like she's just like singing, and I like it. I've been listening to it on repeat. I'm like, Alexa, play 16 Carriages. And for the first couple of days she was acting like she didn't know what I was talking about. And I was like, Alexa, you better figure it out. um so yeah, I'm really excited. Now I will say Texas Hold'em, excuse me, not commercial, is not my jam. I think I've only listened to Texas Hold'em once, and I don't even know if I made it the whole way through because it's just not my jam. I feel as though it's different for me though because I don't have a lot of country ties or like country references. It's not something that I listen to. So I explained it similar to how I really, really love Before I Let Go by Beyonce. It's like one of my like favorite Beyonce songs, even though it's like, a rendition, a remake or whatever. And I think it's because I love how when I think about like the electric slide, I think about like just being around family and like cookouts, and also the way that she sampled candy in there, that makes me think about like my HBCU culture and Spelman. And then it's like Beyonce, and like even that summer that it came out was like the summer of my senior year. So I just have like all these like good memories tied to the music that she used in that song. And so even though it's like a different song, it's a similar song, it just immediately brings back good memories because it's like reminiscent of like old good memories on top of good new memories. So with Texas Hold'em, I don't have any reference to like to the original song that she's referencing, good or bad memories. And so I feel like I don't have that immediate like love for the song because I don't have any reference to it. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what she does. I'm excited just to see her again, mainly just break the barriers. Like I know right now she's currently the first Black woman to debut at #1 on a country music chart. Like we're gonna just see a whole bunch of those basically for the next year. I would be gagged if she got album of the year off of Renaissance too. I would love that for her because I think that she deserved it for Lemonade and even Renaissance. But yeah, I was surprised that she was doing a tour as well. I literally was like, "Are you not tired?" Oh, that's something else I want to talk about. Oh, we'll just look at her beautiful face while we're talking about her. I'm Let me not. I'm not being obsessive. I just think that she looks really pretty here. Um, let's make her center. Period. Because we're gonna talk about her hair brand next. I would love to know what you guys think about her hair brand because I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts. We gotta wrap this up because why is it 9:15? It's time to go home. But yeah, I was shocked that she was doing a tour so soon as well. I was like, that's why I was like, okay, she's probably gonna do residency, or maybe she'll just like throw out the country album, or maybe she'll just do visuals for this one. I'm like, I'm so confused. Like, you're gonna do a whole tour doing country music, and are you gonna do this worldwide? Because like, are people in Germany gonna be like? But maybe they will. I'm not denying it. I'm just here to watch. I'm just here to watch. She's looking back on missing her youth, starting her career, and then looking at her life as a mom and a superstar. No, exactly. It's really, really beautiful. And I think that what's really nice about it too is that it connects us. Let's talk about 16 Carriages. It connects us just as people because I love how she wasn't just like, oh, this is my life and this is what I go through and woe is me, Beyonce. It's been hard being a child star. I mean, but it was like, nah, I gotta grind because like I have things that I want to leave, which is the legacy for my children and on this earth. And I think that we can all kind of relate to that to a certain extent. So I really loved, again, just the humanity in the music. And I just felt like that's what music is all about. It's about us connecting. And if it takes her doing this through a country song or a country little twang and a banjo, then banjo me up, girl. I do agree that I don't even know. I feel like last album, First Renaissance, it felt very carefree. This doesn't necessarily feel carefree. It feels calculated and poignant. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. It feels calculated. It feels poignant, and it feels like she's coming for what's ours. Not even like what's hers. She's coming for what's ours. She's like, nobody has been able to break these barriers, so I'ma do it because I'm Beyonce. And I love that because if anybody could do it, it would be Beyonce. So I don't feel like she's carefree. I think she's actually very calculated, but she's also like not intimidated by it because she's Beyonce. It's like it's more like when you've practiced a million, like just like her legacy, her reputation is able to go before her, so she's able to do it more fearlessly. I think she's more fearless, but she's not carefree. That's what I think. Getting too dark, I feel like her last album was actually very light. I can say like for some of her other stuff, I can see where you're coming from. And that's why I was nervous because I think I talked to you guys about this where I was like, I'm afraid that Renaissance is going to be motherhood, and not even motherhood, but like just I just thought it was going to be just too dark. Like it wasn't going to be what music should be, which, I mean, music can be sad, and again, because it's about connection, but like, I thought it should also be like fun and uplifting. And I think that she just nailed it where we were at right after the pandemic, for it to be like this music of liberation and just like freedom and joy and happiness. And so I don't feel like Renaissance was dark, in my opinion. I think it was actually very light. Which I think is why she came off very carefree, because she's kind of just like, I'm chilling. Like, this is like a warm up. She literally was like, this is a warm up for me. And you could tell. But those are my opinions. If we're going with the theory of Act 3 being rock, I want to see some features like Paramore. Dun, 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 dun. Do you consider Paramore to be rock? Do you consider Paramore to be rock? Is Paramore considered rock? I don't think so. I would love that, but I don't consider Paramore to be rock, though. There's like this like weird. Maybe they are. No, they are. Are they? Is that rock? Are they like pop rock? Like, oh, I love that. So she didn't announce a tour, but somebody basically like leaked it, and I think it was maybe like what is it? What do you call it? What is it called? Not a company, but a like a stadium. I can't remember, but the same thing happened with Renaissance. It was like let's just say Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster released like, or leaked like, that they've already set stuff up, like whatever, and it ended up being true. So now that they're saying it again, I'm like, oh, they're probably right, because like, who else would know? Would be like the ticketing master, the whatever. I mean, carefree in a sense of being more open, like her doing interviews and just posting more on social media than she's ever had. Well, I think she's more carefree because she wants to sell us her products, which can make us get into this right here. How do y'all feel about Sacred, Beyonce's new hair brand? Yeah, she's doing interviews because she wants to sell you something, because that's the only time she talks to us. Love you, mother. But you know you don't talk to us, child, unless you're trying to sell us something. All right, let's look here. I want this to be not centered, but I don't. There we go. Perfect. First of all, beautiful pictures. So what are our thoughts on her even having a brand, and the brand being a hair care brand? Because as we know, a lot of celebrities have brands, and a lot of them do makeup. I'm not reading this whole thing. I would love to, maybe later. This picture is fire. I mean, the photo shoot itself is fire. One thing we're gonna get some images. Okay, this is great stuff. Um, Come on, Tina. I love this for her. I just want to look at all the pictures. Oh yeah, this is the one that went viral. I wonder why they didn't actually get Blue and Rumi to do this. Maybe because they just didn't want them sitting still. Because Blue is bigger than this, but yeah, it's very interesting. And people were upset. Some people were saying that this was Beyonce's real hair here. And I'm like, no, this is probably a wig, like how it always is. And that's the whole thing, where people are upset that she's doing a hair care brand when we only see her wigs. But it's like, we only see her in wigs. And I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'm glad she did this instead of makeup, because we have Rihanna with Fenty, we have Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty, and those are the only two who I think are doing it successfully. And I'm going to get into this later. And then we have Lady Gaga, which I think her brand House Labs, I think it's doing well, but it's not as like big and whatever. And then she also, what else do we have? Ariana Grande has Rim Beauty. Um, what else? I'm pretty sure there's more, but every celebrity got to make a brand out there. And I just feel like she was smart not to do makeup, but this would have been even more powerful if we saw this with like images of her actually wearing her natural hair. And I do know that she has, at least I assume, I guess I've never actually seen it just out and about by itself. Like, I never rolled up on Beyonce and was like, oh, that's her natural hair. But I've always been led to assume that she does have a good, like, head of hair. And I'm not saying like she has good hair, but I'm saying that like she's not necessarily bald headed. But I think that kind of like a couple of people do. Like even like Nicki Minaj will show her hair sometimes, and it's like as long as my weave. Maybe a little bit shorter. It's like thinner than weave, but it's like, oh, you've got like a full head of hair. Like obviously you're just wearing wigs because like you can get a new one. But even in this picture right here, like I believe this is the one that shows the most of, and like this could be a frontal, but I think this is like her hair. Not all of it, but I think like this is like her natural texture here and like with her natural color and stuff. I don't know. I just want Beyonce to win. So I'm like, if this is what it's going to be, then let it be good. That's funny. Where she just say be good? Let it be good. Because over the years, this is it right here. She's launched multiple ventures, including House of Darion, Parkwood Entertainment, Be Good, and Ivy Park. As much as I love Beyonce, I was just saying this earlier, I feel as though this is going to be the deciding factor on if she needs to let it go and just stick to singing and go out as an icon in that way, or if she can really be respected as a mogul. Because you guys know I'm not necessarily a Rihanna fan, but I did grow an immense amount of respect for her once I realized how successful she was in her businesses, with her doing Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, Savage X Fenty, the fashion show, and then even when she had like her designer Fenty brand, which was like underneath LV, like that was iconic. And I don't think people like I think people realized it, but I'm like, no, like to be a fashion girly and then to have a fashion house brand underneath a major fashion house was like iconic. And it's not like her stuff just was like, oh, like we're buying it because we love Rihanna. Like it started off that way, but the like we still buy Fenty. Like Fenty is actually a majority of my makeup products that I use on a day-to-day basis because the products itself are good. And for the thank you so much, Rode by Hailey Bieber, lip gloss phone case. Sure. But anyway, when I think about the makeup brands that have done well, I'm excited because it does take for you to use your stardom to make people care and like want to buy, but it also takes for you to have good products. I believe that both Rihanna and Selena Gomez have perfected this because in the beginning they were doing a lot of like, product showings and like influencer stuff, and they were there and people were excited to be there so that they could meet them, and then by osmosis they were learning about the products, they were using them, and because the products were good, now you have influencers talking about this experience, and so they're talking about the brand, and then they have the products, they're continuing using them, they're good, they like them, they recommend them, they influence other people. So that has been the formula for the successful brands. And so what I'm excited about is that if you guys saw yesterday, she ended up having her first it launched yesterday, so she had like her influencer launching event, and I was excited because I was like, okay, she's actually doing this the like full way and not just the Beyonce way, because she likes to do a lot of things the Beyonce way, which is like, hey y'all, here's my thing and buy it, bye. And it'd be like, Beyonce, we need more. Like if you really want me to buy your stuff, we need more. And I think she's actually going to give us more, so that I'm excited about. Now the only question is it even going to be good? Because I will say that I have tried Pattern by, I wanted to call her Taraji because I'm also thinking about TPG, whatever, by Taraji, TPH by Taraji P. Henson. Why am I forgetting my girl's name? The owner of Pattern, Ellis Ross. Tracy. I don't know why that skipped me. And those are literally two of my favorite actresses with Kerry Washington. Those are my holy three. Like, I love them as my favorite actresses. And both of their hair care brands are subpar. Pattern isn't bad, but it's not good. It didn't replace anything in my stuff. Like, it's not a holy grail. I just bought some of the products because, like, oh, Tia also has a hair care line, which is cool. It's, again, nothing to run home about. It's also much less expensive, and you can get it. This is Tia Mori, and you can get it from Walmart. But I definitely think, and see, that's what I'm saying. Do we know for a fact that her hair is really long, or do we just all assume because we've been told this? Is it propaganda? Oh, this is interesting. I didn't even think about this. Maybe it's just Tina and it's just B's money. Or it could be Tina's money and she's like, "Can I just use you as your face and your popularity and do this what I want to do?" Because Tina isn't everything, child. She has no personal brand. Oh my gosh. On her hair care line, it makes sense. Her mom had her own hair salon and she grew up around it. Also, her journey with her hair, people act like she doesn't have her natural hair out. I agree. I think it does make more sense, hair than makeup. Absolutely. Well, mind you, she's not talking to us in these interviews. She's doing written interviews, which she could literally send a voice note and send it to a publicist or something. So I don't think it's that beneath her, and she does do written interviews more often. They're normally in like Vogue and stuff, but she knew if she wanted to sell black hair care it would need to be in Essence. um I don't think it's weird. If the hair care line costs too much, it will flop. I think that is a fact. That is so interesting. I didn't even think about that it could be Tina. But did we need another hair care line? And that is the question. We have a lot of black owned hair care brands. I agree. And I think that goes back to um, exactly what you were saying. I don't know your name. Can you tell me what your name is? Is it Fasu? 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 Um, that I can use Eco Styler gel and get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And that's like a $2.99 thing. If I want to be fancy, like, I mean, but even the natural hair care stuff can get expensive. Like even Miel or like Carol's daughter or um what's the other one I like? Camille Rose. Like that stuff is still in like the 20 range. Like you're not going to get a hair care product that's more than $30, but you're going to want like four things that are $20. And that's where it kind of adds up. Why would I choose your deep conditioner if it's $45? To me, that kind of reminds me of like Way, and maybe she's in kind of that kind of bracket, which I haven't tried any of their hair care products before, but unless it was something like I think the brand is like K18 or something where it's like scientists behind it and it's like chemically proven or scientifically proven because it has chemicals in it like to help strengthen my hair or like whatever. If it ain't doing that, then I don't really know if I want to spend more than like the regular amount of money on it. My hairdresser literally said this today. She should have done wig and bundles line, and we would have dominated, especially if she would have done like pre-colored hair. But I can see why, especially if we're talking about Renaissance and taking back like black people to the core, why you would want to do natural hair. I even love this idea of it being like hair being sacred. The name is a little bit kind of like whatever for me, but I can see why we're going in this direction, but I just don't know if it will be successful. I love the brand for Tina. I love this for Tina. I feel like we see B's hair more than people notice, but she has the foundation of hair care from Tina. I agree. This is what I have been influenced to believe, and I will believe it. I do believe that we actually do see Beyonce's hair, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't touched it and felt it myself. But it like I said, it does make sense. We really only see her on tour or music video set, so it's hard to do those things for days and months and styles and keep up. Exactly. No, I agree. Thank you so much. Yes, Tracy. I was surprised. Is your name Peaches? That's my mama's nickname. Doctor in the making. Okay, Peaches. Dr. Peaches. See, but like, what are even the products for them to be $30 and up? No, I agree exactly. Like, what am I buying that's $30 every 2 weeks? Like, that's kind of crazy. But I wanted to look at some of the things that the influencers were posting because this I was excited about. Like, if you guys didn't see it, she was outside, y'all. Look at her outside. This is her at her thing. Look. How exciting. Everybody wore all white. They had a little like hair demonstration show. Period. And I thought this was cool. Of course, Blue was there because they're prepping Blue to come out with her first solo album. That's what y'all don't know. Act 4, Blue Ivy. Because I'm not playing with y'all. They're prepping us for something with Blue Ivy, and I don't know what it is, but it's coming. I don't know. I was very wrong about Act 2, so maybe I'm wrong about this too. But look at her. Look at our queen. This white is eating. This is a very cute outfit. She's so cute. But I thought this was really cool because, like I said, she don't do meet and greets with regulars. So I thought this was really like, okay, good. She's doing what she needs to do in order to sell her products. And I'm really hoping that the products are just actually good and that people are not just hyping it because of Beyonce. Because I was saying the same thing about like Ivy Park, for example. Like, we were excited that like when everybody got the different like suitcases or whatever that she sent, the little wardrobes, everybody would show it and it would be so cool, but nobody wore it. Nobody wore Ivy Park. Like, I have never just like been in the grocery store or like walked outside and seen somebody in Ivy Park and was like, oh, that's from the Ivy Park drop. That's cool that they got it. I see people in Savage X Fenty all the time in real life. I saw people in real life wearing Rihanna's Fenty Pumas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see people in real life wearing Yeezys. So it's like, is this like, I don't want for her fame, and I don't think it's gonna like change how famous she is, but I think when we talk about like this legacy, this icon status, it's going to change when we talk about the fact that she wasn't able to have a successful brand, or at least one that was at the magnitude. It's like, you're like, yeah, she's already a mogul, but like, are you, if you really just dominate in the music industry and you really can't cross over to the different businesses because every time you do, they semi fail? And I am rooting for her, so I don't want it to fail. But oh, okay. The line features 8 products: a clarifying shampoo and scalp scrub, $38; hydrating shampoo, $30; moisturizing deep conditioner, $38; reconstructing treatment mask, $42; fermented rice and rose protein ritual, $52; ritual shaking vessel. Beyonce, what is that? $20; moisture sealing lotion, pink lotion, $38; and nourishing hair oil for $44. I want to try the fermented rice and rose protein. Let's watch her TikTok. Out of those products, which one would you guys want to watch? Is this the TikTok? Okay, you're going to make me sign in. I hate when they do that. I don't have the time for this. As a beauty editor, I've tried heaps of celebrity beauty brands through the years. It's easy to tell when a celebrity is involved in their brand and cares about making it the best it can be versus slapping their name on the bottle. After spending a morning with Beyonce's longtime stylist and Mrs. Tina Knowles, a longtime hairstylist who fueled her daughter's love for hair care while working in salon, blah, 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 blah. Sacred is the real deal. Although the products are launching in an oversaturated market, they bring something new to the space. After going through relentless clinical, salon, and lab testing, the products are innovative and effective, able to stand on their own, independent of their superstar creator. That is a raving review. That's what we want to know. Is this what you're saying? But do we trust you? Although Beyonce is no stranger to protective styles, she takes great care in ensuring her strands stay strong and healthy. To formulate products for her brand, she teamed up with top-level scientists to get the results she wanted without playing kitchen chemist. The brand centers textured hair, but is formulated so anyone can use it. With this launch, Knowles Carter wants to dispel the myth that black hair doesn't grow or that we can't chemically treat our hair without heaps of damage. Patent pending bioactive keratin ferment made from wool-derived keratin, honey, and lactobacillus ferment. Interesting. Designed to replace the proteins in hair that get depleted from heat and chemical treatments. I'm interested. The ferment has super low molecular weight so that it can deeply penetrate the hair cortex and work its magic, restoring shine, strength, and softness. That does sound like it's got some good base behind it. Shampoo and scalp scrub. How do you open this? Hydrating shampoo. Moisturizing deep conditioner. Reconstructing treatment mask. But $40, I think it was? $42. It's so hard to spend $42 on a mask. I would maybe spend it on a mask, but not shampoo and conditioner. Fermented rice and rose protein ritual. This is what I wanted to look at. Step 1, step 2. Oh, see, look, this hands down is the most exciting product in the line. It's a powder that gets mixed with water for a fresh and potent treatment. Yeah, because rice water healed her hair, but it took days to make. They hydrolyzed it into a powder. When blended with water, the proteins come to life and give you that fermented goodness in 30 seconds. The mixture is poured into the hair, left to sink in, and then followed up with silk rinse to replenish moisture. It's a treatment designed for super damaged hair, and it's something you do every 3 months max. And because this box includes 4 treatments, you get a year's supply. Okay, now we're talking. Let's see if this stuff is sold out. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Oh yes, Olaplex is another great brand that I think is would be her competitor. I agree. I think she will. The way that I saw natural influencers, or really just a lot of black creators and others too at the event, I do think that she will likely send out the products and probably a really pretty PR box. Olaplex has built rapport, but you have to think about it. I don't know who the owner of Olaplex is. You heard that both influencers and people who have, again, skin in the game, how long has this live been? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's time for us to go. But people buy it because they heard that it was good. If somebody tells me that Beyonce's hair care line is good, it actually is good and they really use it, but it's going to take time for us to kind of know that. But somebody has to be the guinea pig. I will try this rice water. Now, if this thing is in stock, let me see some. Well, it looks like it's in stock. I'll buy it. I'll be our guinea pig. Northwest and Blue Ivy era very soon. No, very soon. Very soon. Exactly, Kendra. And I was like, you're being a little weird. What are we talking about? Like, it's just, you got to be careful. And it's like when you're doing brand development, you think about every little detail. So somebody had to have said, B, sometimes people say, sometimes some of the stuff you do is a little bit, this, a little bit that. Maybe we should choose a different word just to make sure that nobody gets confused about. And she was like, ritual. Yeah. Yes, come on, dissertation. With Ivy Park, there was a disconnect between what the brand actually was, what the target audience wanted it to be. And I think that's exactly what we have to see here. We know that the target audience, now they're saying, oh, even though it's with textured hair in mind, it's for all people, you have to say that because you don't want it to be like, dang, it's only for black hair. But if a black woman, you know what I'm saying? But again, same thing with Olaplex. Like, there are some things that I would just say this, like, is the target audience for sacred black women? Yes. But also, what about the black women who have the money to spend $50 on, protein treatments and $40 on shampoos? Would those not be the women who would be getting their hair done in salons? Because I haven't touched a shampoo or conditioner bottle in about 3 months. And I'm not even where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I wonder if your audience actually is doing their own hair, but you're also a hairstylist. So, like, what if it was something where it's like, hairstylists are using it, and then you're like, you need it, like, when you do your washes at home, you need to buy this same, because hair salons do that. When I was little, I remember Design Essentials? I feel like my hairdresser used to, like, that's what she would use. And so we had that at home because it's like when you wash your hair at home, you do the same stuff that they use at the hair salon because they know what they're doing. They know what they talk about. Our hair is a ritual as black women. We grew up sitting in our mom's laps, and then the salon. With more women, it's part of our weekly to monthly lives, making it a ritual rooted in our roots. That's beautiful, Jade. Stop reading now because I want to try it. No, I'm trying to say, like, she kind of did a good job. That was kind of a good look. That influencer, she was or beauty editor. Cut the check because it's in my cart. It's in my cart right now as we speak. Okay, what else would y'all want to buy? Because this one I'm feeling. But rice water really is ritual shaking vessel. What does that mean? To make the mixing and application. Oh, you gotta buy the mixer. You gotta buy the okay, that's what they meant by vessel. Because at first I was like, vessel, the language, but it's literally like they didn't want to say mixing bowl, $50. Mixing bowl, $50. Okay. So see now, if I want to get this, now I gotta get this, and this is okay. This is $20. Okay. Moisture sealing lotion. Tell me this ain't pink lotion. The lotion is key for your wash and goes, my fave, and other natural styling. It's made from a blend of emollients that smooth the hair, seals in moisture, and provides a light hold for coil and curl definition. I'm so tempted to actually buy a few of these things. And then the hair oil. I don't know. I kind of do trust, like, maybe I would get the hair mask, I would get the rice protein, and I would get the vessel. Let's see how much that comes out to. I didn't get the, the science, philanthropy, quiz. Let's take the quiz. Y'all, we've got to go. Okay, period. I'm not signing up for your mail list, though. I'm sorry, not today. We'll do this another time. Who's shot by hair type? The Foundation Collection. Yeah, I'm not getting the shampoo. Oh, I love this bottle though, but I'm not getting that. Moisturizing deep conditioning. What? Deep conditioner, or the reconstructing treatment mask? Probably the deep conditioner. The mask is nice, but well, I don't know. I put that in there. Seeing lotion. Hydrating conditioner coming soon. Where the other products at? Where's the vessel? All right, what's my damage? Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But I think they're literally just trying to use a fancy word to say mixing bottle. Like, I think they literally was like, we can give them this stuff, but what are they going to mix it in? Let's create one mixing bottle. I don't see hair shops buying this in bulk, but again, Tina's a hair salonist. Not like this, but if they created those big jugs of stuff that was like sacred hair product, and like, what if they made a thing too where like they had how if a store, a restaurant like does DoorDash and it'll have like on the window and it'll be like, you can DoorDash your order here, or like DoorDash here, whatever. They'd have like that in the front of like hair salons that'd be like, we use sacred products here. That would make me like be really interested. Like if I was choosing between two different stylists on Style Seat and I was like, oh, and whatever, and I see we use sacred products here, which is like a bomb tagline. Beyonce, you can have that one for free. Actually, no, you can't. Pay me. But yeah, I would be like, oh my gosh, like they use Beyonce product, and I would think like this is probably good products, like you know what I'm saying. I think that they could make it work. Where if they sold it in big bulk at like how there's hair stores or like not beauty supply stores, but the stores where you have to have a cosmetology license, it could work. It's not a crazy idea, and I think with her being again with her mom, if her mom is really the brains behind this, which we assume she is, she better have thought of this. What's my damage? Only 100. Well, I mean, it's $110, which is a lot for like hair care products. I don't think I'm gonna do it. 8 ounces? What's 8 ounces? Thank you for reading the fine print. Child, what is 8 ounces? Not the deep conditioner. Because deep conditioners, you can use a whole deep conditioner thing in one use. Let me see. Oh, this is nice. I like it. Oh, wow. How did I do that? That was nice. 12 moisturizing butters and oils restore suppleness and multi-level moisturization, while our patent pending ferment visibly strengthens. Oh, this has squalene to seal the cuticles, antioxidant rich hyssop extract, supports shine, hyaluronic acid, retain the magical moisture, no silicones, no parabens, best for curly, coily, and zigzag coiled hair. I don't know. It's kind of giving. I wonder if it smells good. Okay, y'all. I have been talking your ears off for the past hour and a half. Hope you have enjoyed spending this time with me. We had a very rough start, but as per usual, it's been an amazing time. I really look forward to updating you guys. I don't know if Technically, if y'all been keeping up, the podcast was supposed to come out on Sunday. It may come out on Sunday. It may come out on Wednesday. As of right now, there is no podcast, but there's plenty of days between now and Sunday. So it can happen. Anything can happen if you believe. So, I just, there's a lot of things. We'll talk about it. So there may be a podcast on Sunday. If not, you will get a vlog and then a podcast on Wednesday. Either way, I look forward to chatting with you guys a little bit more. Thank you so much for the book recommendations. I can't wait to update you guys on how I'm feeling about homegoing and as well as relationship goals. I'm going to watch the sermon as I go to sleep tonight. I need to hurry up because I have to go to the office tomorrow. And again, I thank you all so much for sticking with me in all my technical difficulties today. But God showed up and He showed out and we had a great time. And I'm so grateful for you all. Again, as always, for showing up every week and being here with me. I hope that this lifted your spirits and that you enjoyed the community that I was able to provide. And all the good things, y'all. Love and light. I didn't get to do any community updates, but we spilled the tea the whole time. So I'll talk to you all very soon. I'm like trying to wait to see if y'all gonna say anything in the comments, but I guess y'all already like about to hit that Zoom button to exit. Make sure that you guys thumbs up the video if you haven't already. Share this live with one of your friends, that way we can continue to grow the channel. And leave a comment on the main video too. That way we can get the engagement up on this. I'm gonna edit this so that way the beginning part of this isn't there. So that if people ever want to join, you can tell them, like, join community time. That's what we talk about, girl. We be chilling. Anyway, yeah, y'all. It's late. I'm going to bed. Have a good night. Love y'all. Bye.